All right, I apologize. We have to do the house cleaning. Please consider supporting this channel through channel memberships and/or any other means. And please consider giving the other channels, especially the Kubrick channel, a chance. And just please try to give the content I'm going to give here beyond the Scientology, anti-Scientology, whatever we're going to call it, back and forth, a bit of a chance. So, because I do other things besides that. So apologies to the Dune people. We will be getting back to Dune and Game of Thrones and other topics. So, what happened? Well, essentially, Nora put out this stream when DOA was detained. And if you're just coming into the conversation, DOA is this very controversial radical activist who Nora used to dislike for a long time, but then they recently became allies. So Nora did a stream being sympathetic to DOA and what was going on with him in the LAPD. And I do think it's well established the LAPD is very, very corrupt. But we're not even going to get into that. Before she began focusing on DOA, she decided to take a few attacks at Aaron Smith-Levin, a former friend and ally. And, well, there's no nice way of getting around it. Aaron put out a video noting that Nora violated the terms of services with YouTube. So the question is, well, did she violate the terms of service? And I think she did because I saw that portion of the video for myself. The video has been taken down as of now. Last time I checked, maybe it's been put back up if she edited out a certain portion. So yeah, there's no nice way of sugarcoating it. She did seem to break the rules, according to how YouTube constructs the rules. Is Aaron being serious? Kind of yes, kind of no. If you've seen Aaron's videos for a while, he doesn't really care about a lot of these rules, whether copyright, terms of services. He doesn't care. He violates them with a lot of impunity. So him being outraged that Nora used certain information sloppily is a lot of hypocrisy and a contradiction with his own videos. He doesn't care. He just doesn't care. That said, it could have escalated further because apparently the Clearwater police called him saying, yeah, there's a possible threat here. Do you want to file a complaint? I don't know. It's a little strange. And Nora actually shared the email that was the center of the controversy. Apparently somebody contacted Aaron that his life might be in danger because Nora shared information she should not have. So what to make of all this? Well, there's actually a larger topic, which I'm going to ignore in this video because, yeah, YouTube is not really consistent on these policies. I know this for a fact because there was a big controversy not too long ago with a massive YouTuber. And we're talking a YouTuber who had millions and millions of subscribers, and YouTube for a while basically ignored the violation. So it is just what it is, that there does seem to be different rules for different creators. Aaron is a much bigger creator than Nora, so I have no doubt that YouTube gives him much more preference and special treatment. That said, did she violate the terms of service? Yes. And, well, this is just a bigger issue with Nora, and I've detailed this in other videos. I'm going to detail it again. And again, a lot of her fans just seem to have a real fundamental problem that, again, she's not totally dumb, right? She does know a few things, but Nora just is, well, you just got to confront it. She's very stupid. She just doesn't seem to understand many things. She just doesn't. And she gets really angry and mad saying, oh, what are you trying to do? Gaslight, gaslight, gaslight. No, Nora, when you state something is X and it's really not X, pointing out to people it's not X, that's not an attack, right? That's not an insult, right? It's one thing to be ignorant of a subject. For instance, I may be ignorant of certain topics. I'll just pick one or two at random. So I do a lot of research on Asia. So with Chinese history, I'm pretty strong. My Chinese, obviously because China is a big country and Chinese is a difficult language, is pretty good, but I'm not like a native speaker, so I have to keep working at it. And I'm actually trying to really hone in on my Japanese. I'm going to do a few videos up ahead, so look out for those. So there I'd have to be more a little careful with my Japanese. right? So I could be ignorant of certain things with Japanese culture, Japanese language. That does not mean I'm stupid. I do know many things. I just don't know a few things. Okay, that's ignorance. That's not Nora. Ignorance can be cured, right? Just by doing more work, more research, double checking things. That's not what's going on here. She just has fundamentally wrong ideas. She doesn't think to do more work or research. She just plows up ahead with really bad reasoning and faulty logic, not to mention, well, you're just getting things wrong, and just keeps getting herself in a lot of trouble. And then when she gets caught red handed, either lying, slandering, insulting, or just being stupid, she goes on these crying tirades. And it's like, that doesn't address the fundamental issue. So, can you use some information with public figures? Yes. And she did a cute thing in one of her videos saying, oh, this is a public figure. You can da 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 da. That is not relevant, right? You have to understand different forums have different rules, whatever the forums or the rules are, right? Twitter has its rules, right? YouTube has its rules, so on and so forth. You go through any of these things, you just have to be aware of what you can and cannot do, right? So some forums are much more flexible and liberal, right? With Reddit, you can do XYZ. With YouTube, you can do XYZ. Again, you have to be mindful, different rules for different places. It doesn't matter if it violates common sense or it's like, well, it's fairly obvious, whether you like Nora or I like Nora, that Nora is the victim of bullying. Well, again, here I'm going to take a neutral stance. But let's say I agree with Nora that Nora is a victim, right? Nora is the victim. Aaron is the aggressor. Ergo, YouTube should be on the side of Nora. That is not relevant. That is not relevant. So there are two dilemmas at play here. Namely, that Nora is a fairly small creator, so YouTube probably just doesn't care about her, right? They just don't care. It is what it is. She's a smaller creator. And Nora can whine about this. I can whine about this. I'm much more a victim of Aaron than she is, but there we are. Again, it's just the way YouTube policies are. Now, there are inconsistencies with the policy. That is also a big dilemma, and that's what we have lawyers for. And again, a lot of YouTubers are just stuck that YouTube and its own policies are not being consistently held. So when the smaller creators need help, YouTube really doesn't do anything. So is Aaron being cynical? Absolutely. I mean, him telling his viewers who he knows hate Nora. Like we're talking thousands and thousands of fans who really just hate Nora at this point, report the video is very, very cynical. So him play acting to be the villain is kind of silly. And him framing the dispute between him and Nora as, guys, I just have a charity. Guys, I just have a foundation. I'm just trying to help people. And Nora's the hypocrite. Well, yeah, that is true. That is true. Nora did take the money. Nora's family took the money. But Nora does raise a serious question. Did Aaron violate the law by divulging all this information? Again, we have to look at Florida. We have to look at how charities operate in the US. It's very complicated. Again, Nora keeps doing this one thing over and over again, which is not valid. It's sad, but the fact is, it's a fallacy just to appeal to common sense, saying, well, it's just obvious. A president of a foundation or charity should act like this or that. That may be true. That is not relevant. The question is, what are the rules for the IRS? What are the rules for Florida? What are the rules of the SBT Foundation itself? Right? You just have to look carefully how the law operates. Well, now, and again, I have to be careful. I opine that Aaron is doing criminal activity, but I don't know for sure, right? That's an opinion. To state for a fact that the SBT Foundation is a fraud, right? We have to provide some evidence, which we can do, but it's tentative, it's speculative. We need more information. So I can claim that Aaron is pulling off a fraud, but I have to be careful saying it's an opinion, right? So yes, we have some leeway, but there are limits. And again, it just happens over and over again, and not just with Aaron, but with me, with other creators. Nora just isn't being careful. She keeps getting in trouble, And when she gets caught, she just doesn't want to take responsibility, just starts doing these crying fits. And it's like, that is not relevant. If the terms of services are broken, they are broken. So at this point, the video is down. Although interestingly, she took a huge slice of it and put that up, and apparently is monetizing that. So yeah, it is cynical, but she's not totally been shut down. I would imagine YouTube has probably given her a strike based on this, but we'll have to wait and see. We probably know what she's going to do. She's going to do another tirade that she's being censored. Again, I'm actually on her side saying YouTube should be more consistent, but the policies the way they are today, she did violate them. So this is her headache, and she just needs to be more careful. Will she be? No, no. This is not someone who is ignorant. This is just someone who is stupid and dumb and full of rage. And that combination, rage and stupidity, will produce problems for herself in the future and for us, unfortunately. It is what it is.